15 foods you should never freeze. 1. Avocados. Avocados are best fresh, not frozen. Freezing lowers vitamin B6 and folic acid content. Also, they turn brown when thawed. 2. Potatoes. Don't freeze potatoes in any form. Raw potatoes contain a lot of water. This water freezes. It makes potatoes mushy and grainy when thawed. Baked or boiled potatoes won't hold their shape. 3. Canned foods and carbonated drinks. Cans can explode due to being frozen. The liquid inside expands. This puts too much pressure on the container. 4. Cashew-based dishes. Dairy-free cheeses and creamy sauces are made with cashews, but they shouldn't be frozen. After defrosting, they become grittier. 5. Spices. Spices lose their flavor when frozen. This applies to cloves, pepper, and garlic. Moreover, they have a long shelf life without a freezer. 6. Coffee. Don't store coffee beans or grounds in the freezer. The fluctuating temperatures create moisture in the packet. The structure of the cells also changes. This causes the loss of oils. They give coffee its aroma and flavor, plus it'll absorb any funky freezer smells. 7. Cooked pasta. Pasta is a great addition to sauces. When frozen, it can maintain its shape and texture, but it's only good for dishes like casseroles. Otherwise, pasta loses form. It becomes mushy upon being defrosted. 8. Cucumbers. Cucumbers contain a lot of water. Freezing cucumbers makes them inedible. The water will freeze and expand. Over time, crystallization occurs. This turns the vegetable into a mushy mess. In general, this applies to all water-containing items: zucchini, lettuce, cabbage, watermelon, etc. 9. Eggs. Eggs shouldn't be frozen in any form. After freezing, the insides expand. As a result, the shells crack. The contents of the egg can spoil. It's at risk of bacterial contamination. Egg-based dishes can't be frozen either. This applies to things like meringue or custard. Meringues become rubbery after defrosting. Custard becomes watery and lumpy. 10. Mayonnaise and ketchup. Mayo can become lumpy when frozen. The same thing can happen to ketchup. It also becomes thinner. 11. Dairy products. Fat is separated from liquid forms of dairy. This is called emulsification. Dairy can also become watery after defrosting. The exceptions are butter and hard cheeses. They can be frozen for about a year. 12. Gravy. Gravy may contain dairy products. Thus, a grainy texture will appear after freezing. Gravy also separates into layers. The same will happen if there is flour or cornstarch. 13. Tomatoes. Tomato sauce-based recipes are good for freezing, but you can freeze whole tomatoes. It'll alter the texture of the flesh and skin. This also applies to dishes with tomato slices or pieces. 14. Fresh herbs. Herbs can be frozen as whole branches. When thawed, they will turn to brown mush. It's better to turn them into a compound butter or pesto. 15. Juice concentrates. Concentrates are full of sugar. That's why there's a fermentation risk. It increases the longer the concentrate is in the freezer.